Hey guys, it's Saturday. I'm in the shop by myself. Barrett is sick today, unfortunately. So I'm going to be putting in this engine and transmission, I hope today. That's my goal. Working on the 66 C10. We got the motor ready over here. Actually, I'm going to take y'all around and show you what I've been doing because I haven't recorded everything. Because it's just a process trying to record, and while you're doing your work and a bunch of the stuff I was doing, I was taking my time trying to get it as nice as I could. So that's the engine. We got it built. It's pretty much together. There's a few things I want to do before we put it in, so I'll take y'all along with that. This in the engine bay. So I've painted the engine bay, and I've pretty much rewired every wire in the engine bay. I've got them run nicer. There was a snake-filled rat nest of wires right here when we got the truck. I got that taken care of. Got the engine bay pretty much done. Got connectors over here. Got this side all done up. So it's pretty much ready. There's a few little things I want to do to the engine before I start like putting the flywheel and stuff on it. So I'll take y'all along with me for the ride and we'll see how it goes. Trying to record and do work is a pain in the butt, but I'd like to kind of show y'all what I've been doing. I'm using this Lucas break-in oil right here. It's a 30 weight break-in oil. I'm fixing to fill up the oil filter, spin it on. I'm making a mess now. That's perfect. Let me set that down. Put the cap back on that. Lube up our O-ring. And we will spin this oil filter on. Okay. Check. Now I'm going to pull off the valve covers. We're going to fill it up with oil. And then I'm going to prime this engine first because with it out of the vehicle, I want to see each lifter squirting oil. So you actually watch that by if it comes up the push rods. So we're going to pop the distributor out of it. I just had it stuffed in there to close the hole up. We'll pull the distributor out. Set it on the shelf for now. And we'll take the valve covers off. Let me get my old dipstick, and I want to make sure we're putting the right amount of oil in it. If I can find where Barrett stashed it when he pulled it out. Where is the dipstick? Well, I've got more boxes and piles of parts, and mainly boxes. We used up all the parts, or most of them. I found the dipstick. It's not going to work. It came out of a 2-piece remain seal block. And the new block is a 1-piece remain seal, and apparently there have been changes, and I have to go buy another dipstick because this tube diameter is too big. So, yay. Anyway, I'm still going to prime the engine. We're still going to put it in, and hopefully I don't make a mess everywhere. I'll get a dipstick before the day's over, and we'll throw it in there. So I'm going to pour in 5 quarts of oil. It already has, the filter is full. Oh good, it's raining. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. So that's 5 quarts of engine bake-in oil. Let me wash my hands. And then I got a tool for priming. I'll bring you along and show you all of that. Okay. I found my tool. It was inside. I had never taken it out of the box. This is MSCR tools, and it's just a oil pump drive that you can put on without spinning the motor over, but you can spin the oil pump. So you just drop that bad boy down in there. Make sure it's, oh yeah, you can feel it spinning the oil pump. Then you plop that down in there. You want to line it up. Then you can put your drill on that and spin it, and oil should come out of every one of these tips on these rockers. You want to see that, because that means you've got your lifters loaded with oil. So you want to spin this until your lifters load with oil. So get my drill, and of course can't find my drill either. Can't find any tools today. I think the tool fairy came and moved all my tools around. I think they do that every night, because surely it's not me putting it down somewhere that I can't remember it the next day. That cannot be the case. Ooh. Making a mess already. Now crud. Don't want to make a mess on this brand new engine. So let's get the hold down bolt, put it on, and hopefully that'll clamp it down good enough to seal my mess off. Now there's the holder downer. Hopefully that takes care of that. If it don't, we're going to have to regroup, because oh, there's my, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not real bright. Let me show y'all what's going on, because I'm not smart. So I have 2 oil gauges on this. So right here it turns off a light, and then this is for a gauge. So I was spinning this and oil was just squirting out of there. So I need to cap that off. So let me figure out how to cap that off right quick, and we will proceed. Alright guys, I got this blocked off one more time. Let's try this again. Alright, this whole side has got oil now. So let's look at this side. A bunch of them are dripping, so that's a good sign. So if I bring you in real close, I hope you can see it. I don't know. So I bring you in real close. See that hole right there? In the tip of this? Right there. When I spin it, you'll just see oil trickle out. That's what you're looking for. You look for that on every one of them. That lets you know that you got oil at each of your rockers. If you don't have oil at each of your rockers, you need to continue to spin this until you do, because you want to make darn sure that on the first fire up you've got good oil. And what I'm actually going to do is leave this in the truck, in the engine, until we set it in, and right before fire up, the last thing I'm going to do is spin this again, make sure there's oil going through the system, and then pull the tool out, drop the distributor in, and then fire it up, because I want the best chance of keeping oil to that camshaft, because on a brand new flat tappet camshaft, you can wipe one out really quick if it's not oiled. So now we can throw the valve covers back on. Now I've made sure that all of my lifters are being oiled. Make sure the surfaces are dry. Clean up some more oil residue. So now I need to put flywheel, clutch, pressure plate on this thing. So let me get my hoist off this other block and we will proceed to do that. Alright. So we're fixing to put the flywheel and the pressure plate and the clutch on this thing. See if I can turn this where y'all can get a good view of what's going on, and I might can sit in the chair. Okay, pilot bearing. So as you can see, the pilot bearing has two sides. It has a side that looks just flat. When you turn it around, it's a side that you can see the race, the inside race of the bearing. So what you want to do, you want to drive this into the center of the crankshaft with the flat side facing out, okay? So what I always like to do, get me an extension and a socket, and you want the socket to be right at the same size as your bearing, as the outside. So when you drive it in, you're not beating, you don't take a chance at beating on the bearing itself. So it's fairly simple. You just line it up. Let me get a flashlight. You just kind of line. Now you want to make sure if you're using the old engine that the end of the crankshaft is really clean. So you just set it in there. Now it's going to be a tight fit. Set it in there, get it as straight as you can get it. Get you a hammer. And you gotta line all this stuff up. It's not the easiest thing to do. Get you a hammer and give her a good whack. And she'll slide on in. Like I said, it's not super easy, but it's not super difficult either. They make bearings and bushings. So it's up to you what you want to go in with, or when you buy a clutch, a lot of times it'll come in a kit. It's a lot easier if the engine wasn't moving around. But I got it hanging on this engine hoist. Ah! It helps if you hit the end of the extension. I'm looking at this and not looking at this, and it's a little bit on the difficult side, but it's going in. You just gotta tap it on in. You basically want it to end up flush with the inside of the crankshaft, and it's almost there. We're close. You can see exactly what I just did. You look right there. That bearing is now installed in the end of the crankshaft. It's flushed with the shaft, and we're good to go. All right, now it's time to put the flywheel on. Oh my gosh, this ain't like. So you get your 6 flywheel bolts. I like to really clean and drive them really good, and then put blue Loctite on them. That's what they need. That's what you should do. Also, this is a brand new flywheel I bought where I cleaned the surface, but you can see these little, I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but they have little patterns. It's where the paper was stuck to the flywheel. I really cleaned it. I cleaned it with a brake cleaner, and it's just a pattern. It's nothing on there that's bad. So on any rotating surface, so any bolt that is in an assembly that rotates, you want to use Loctite. I found that that's a really good rule of thumb. So on like my crankshaft bolt, I use blue Loctite. You want to make sure the bolts are clean and dry. It gives the Loctite the best chance of setting up correctly. All right, then these bolts get torqued to 65 foot-pounds, which I probably had to go get Lucas and have him hold back up for me. So I need you to just hold pressure on this, because I got to torque the flywheel. So, and if I torque it, it's going to want to spin. So I need you to just hold this, press down on it.
Like how hard though?
Not super hard. Just hold it and just don't try not to let it move. If it moves, it's not the end of the world, but try not to let it move. So you torque these in a star pattern. I'm talking to the camera, but it's all right. And I'm just getting them seated right now, so. All right. Okay, you ready? At 65. At 65. At 65. Come on, try not to let it move. I got 2 more. At 65. Hang on. Hey, look. Let it spin this way. There. Now hold it. All right, that's 65. That's torque. Now hang on. So I need your help again, because I got to torque the pressure plate bolts. So now you put your clutch on, you line it up with your line-up tool. And then let me go get my bolts.
Not holding the same thing down there.
Yep, you're gonna hold the same thing. Same thing with these bolts. Blow them dry. Clean real good and then blue lock tight. I think that's all I need you for there, homeboy. Alright, that's flywheel on. So now I'm going to put spark plugs in it. And then we're going to bolt the transmission up to it. And then it'll be time to drop her in place. Like this. So I'll bring y'all back in just a minute. Alright guys, I'm about ready to put the spark plugs in. It's raining like cats and dogs outside. So if it's hard to hear me, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I got my mic on. So I'm going to use little anti-seize on these spark plugs because we're going into aluminum heads. And I'd hate to gall up a head. If you never used anti-seize, a little bit goes a very long way. I think with that jug I got, I can paint the entire world with it. You just want to put a little bit on and then run it around your threads. We're using NGK V-Power spark plugs, by the way. Boy, it's getting close to time. We're about to drop her in. me and Lucas are gonna bolt up the transmission, and then we will slide her in place. So we're gonna go get some water because I'm thirsty. I've been out of here at it for a while. So we'll be back just shortly. We're gonna put the transmission on. Alright, here it is. We're gonna put the transmission and the engine together. And again, it's raining to beat all get out. Hey.
How come you just start them in a slow pattern?
How come I start them?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Basically, I wanted one on one side and one on the other so I can. Yeah. Alright. Let's stack this up a little bit. Yeah, you're getting close. Alright, that's good. Alright, I need you to come back here and hold this back of this.
Okay.
And I'm going to slowly start pushing this forward.
Alright.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Your jack is trying to push the engine stand away.
Alright. Oh yeah, we need to come up with the engine.
Up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, we still gotta go back like.
Back?
It still has to go just a little bit more back. The cross member's holding the transmission.
This is why we like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like rolling around on the floor. Alright, let's lower the engine.
Okay.
And get this off of it. Alright, let's pull that out of the way. Now, I should be able to lift the whole truck up and work on it from underneath because everything's sitting in there now. It's sitting on the motor mounts. They're not bolted in, but it's sitting in there, and it's sitting on the transmission cross member. So we're going to lift the truck up. Barrett took the good tripod.
Good job, Mark.
Yeah, he left me the junky tripod. But that's alright, because they're both his. So I guess it's okay.
You can detach the camera like in like 40 if you want. You think you're gonna need my help?
Just hold on.
Alright.
All I'm trying to do
Bolt up.
is get this where I can bolt the motor mounts in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm touching there. That's got to be trimmed. There's no doubt about that. I can cut this out, and I still have a little bit. Well, it ain't gonna be much. It's gonna be tight, but that's what we got to do. Bring that camera over here. Let's show them.
Okay. I don't know if I can get it under here. I don't know. I can just get
That's
it.
all right. That's all right. Look, we'll just get it under here. Show them. Here, hold the light. So, if you look up right here, the transmission is actually hitting the tunnel. So that's going to have to be trimmed. So the transmission's got to come back out. I can trim that back and weld up anything that the gap, but it's got to be done because the transmission is actually touching the cab and we don't want that. So the transmission's got to come back out. We're going to cut a hole for the shifter. That's going to alleviate a little bit of problem. And the whole reason is because this transmission actually needs to come up just a little bit further so that this mount can go in this hole. So once we get that, then that'll be where she's going to be. However, I can go ahead and get a drive shaft link and order a drive shaft now because this drive shaft's not going to work. So that's what we're going to do. Pull the drive shaft out, pull the transmission out, order a drive shaft. We knew we were going to have to order a drive shaft anyway. Transmission's got to come back out, cut the cross member, or cut the body just a little bit, shave it down. Boy, the joys of working on old trucks. Lucas, thanks for your help today. It was greatly appreciated. We did get the motor in. Unfortunately, fortunately the motor don't have to come back out. However, the transmission does got to come back out. But it's a little more work that we got to end up doing, and it is what it is, you know. So, you know, tell them bye.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.
Like and subscribe. We love y'all. See you later.